Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and I thought today we would go a little farther into batteries, okay? Because one of you guys had a question on with the deep cells. So, what is the difference between a deep cell battery and a conventional battery? Well, the first thing is the lead plates are actually thicker because they want to store more energy, and it's made to be charged often, and it also, for like, you're having a draw on it and it can handle it, and as it draws it'll start getting less, but it has a lot more stored energy than one of these do. Now, the big difference is the uses. Like, a lot of people think that this would be a great deep cell, great battery to throw into your car, where it really isn't, because it usually has a lot less upfront cranking amps to spin that starter for you. It's made for a longer duration, whereas your conventional batteries, when you hit the switch to start, it's got a lot of cold cranking amps, but it's not made to sustain, keep cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. Whereas this one, you can crank, all right? So the uses that these two batteries, for a vehicle, tractor, you want to go with a conventional, which has got a lot of cranking amps up front. Start your vehicle. Once your vehicle starts, your alternator's running. It's recharging this battery back up for what little bit of a draw it had on it, trying to get it started. And your lights and all your other stuff, accessories, your alternator should be putting out enough to cover all that, plus charge that system and keep it at 13, 14 volts, 15 volts. This one is more often seen in like RVs, fifth wheel campers, golf carts. A lot of guys with boats use it for trolling, and it's made to be charged a lot, okay? That's the biggest difference. You can charge this, it's made to be recharged, after use and so forth. Whereas this is, you've got better cold cranking amps, but it's not stored energy for a long duration, okay? The other thing I want to cover on batteries is the dangers of batteries. And a lot of people don't realize that these batteries can explode. And the other thing is if you get, so that the positive and the negative posts for some reason are touching each other, it will start producing heat and it will explode. The other thing is like in your conventional batteries that have this one here is non-serviceable. It's maintenance free. These here are serviceable. And when you're charging batteries like this on a charger, they will have a gas. You can normally smell it. So you need to, one, have it in a well ventilated area, and the other is someplace where there's no spark, fire, or anything near it that the gases could ignite. And one of the ways that it can, if you're not careful, is simply the charger that you have on it. Turn the charger off, unplug it first before you take the leads off. The other one that you want to be very careful of is, let's say you're being a good Samaritan and somebody's on the side of the road and the battery died on them and they can't get their vehicle started because the battery won't crank it over. You got to be careful with jumper cables, because if you get them crossed, you could have an explosion. So make sure. I always like to if I'm putting jumpers on, battery cables on something, I'm going to put it on both ends so I know that they're correct. Red is always positive, black is always negative, and same thing on both sides, whether it be from your vehicle to their vehicle. The other thing is if they start to bulge, crack, stop using them before something terrible happens. And the other thing is, in these serviceable batteries, they've got battery acid in it, and if you get that acid on you, or on your clothing, you need to get that washed off as soon as possible. I'm not saying a couple hours now. Get it so it's off your hands, because it will start, right into your flesh. It's very serious business. Now, when you're talking lithium batteries, now you're talking a whole different bird. That there have been known cases of them just heating up and exploding, catching fire. So you want to be really, really safe for those, and I wouldn't charge them anywhere inside where they could catch fire. And just be very, very careful with your lithium ion batteries, okay? I suggest that you do a little research and the do's and don'ts of how you store them in a cool place, But batteries aren't anything I don't want you scared of batteries. I just want you knowledgeable so that you're doing the right things with the batteries so that it minimizes the chances that you may get hurt. All right. So hopefully that's kind of helped. I know that I'm probably missing some other things that you guys can catch and put in the comments when it comes to batteries and how to safely use and store them. The other thing is, I don't recommend charging a battery overnight. And if you're going to charge batteries, make sure you charge them in a well ventilated area, and also in an area that it can't catch fire. Okay, never have batteries close together where one can ignite the other. And usually when I'm charging, I'll put it on, I've got a metal stool, and I'll put it in the middle of this area out here so that there's nothing can catch fire if it does explode or the gases explode. So on that note, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching.